Abo again from Kenya. This is stanleykariithi again here with one more story for you. And our topic of today is elephant dung. I believe all of you, most people, they know about the elephants. Being the biggest, the hugest animals on land, they produce the biggest sized Dudus, the dung. And their dung is very useful. Elephant dung has got a lot of benefits to the environment and to the human beings. Elephants have very poor digestive system. Most of what they eat becomes waste, just goes through the system and is waste. But out of the elephant dung, you get food for other animals. There's a lot of birds that go looking for elephant dung so that they can get some bugs, some insects. Others are going looking for seeds inside the dung. And even the baby elephants, when it's very dry and there is not enough food for them, they go for their mother's poo for food because it is still nutritious enough to keep them alive and sustain them until the rainy season comes. So elephant dung is very important. It's like fertilizer. They eat a lot every day and they produce a lot of dung which acts as fertilizer, which helps other vegetation, plants to germinate and grow. So elephants are really very important to us. People say they are very destructive because they kill a lot of trees. They can turn a forest into a desert within no time. They are the second most destructive animals next to human beings, the Homo sapiens. We are number one, elephants are number two. But I think they have more benefits to the environment than us human beings. And my story today is about this lady who came to me and he was asking for some elephant dung to treat her diabetic mother-in-law. Some years ago, I was in my house, it was early in the morning, I was snoozing, I was not having a plan to wake up early, and I had a knock at the door, and my wife went to look who was knocking. And this lady, a neighbor, was right there. I was eavesdropping to hear what they were saying. And this lady said to my wife, "Good morning, how are you? I would like to speak to your husband. Is he around?" My wife said, "Yes, in a minute." So she came to the bedroom and she said to me, "Somebody would like to speak to you." That shocked me. That didn't go well with me. I was like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? This is too early and this lady is asking for me. I have never seen her in our house before. Something must be very wrong here. So I walked to the door and this lady was right there and she said to me, "Here we don't call each other by our names. We use our kids' name to address each other." So she said to me, "David's father, I know you can easily access elephant dung. Is it possible for you to bring some dung for me when you go out again?" I said, "Elephant dung? Why would you like to have some elephant dung?" She said, "I've been told by a bush doctor that elephant dung helps in drying wounds of diabetic people. And my mother-in-law is diabetic. She has these wounds that can never go dry. So please, if you do not mind, I would appreciate if you brought me some elephant dung. I say to her, oh, of course, that is easy for me. Just give me some time, because in a week's time, I might be going to Amboseli National Park, and we have elephants there. If I go there, I'll bring you enough elephant poo. So in a week's time, my trip came. I went to Amboseli, and right by our camp, Totilis camp, at the base of Kilimanjaro, there's a watering hole, man-made watering hole, where elephants come to drink sometimes. So one lunchtime in the afternoon, we went down with a local Maasai guy with 2 sacks, and we filled them up with elephant dung. It was dry, so it was not smelly. It was very dry. Otherwise, the wet one could have been so smelly. There was no way to put it in the trunk together with my guests. So the following morning, I put all the sacks, 2 of them, maybe 200 pounds, in the trunk of the car. I had 2 guests, so there was still room for their luggage inside the Land Cruiser. So in the morning, we are driving to the airstrip, and my guests asked me, why are the luggages inside the jeep with us? Why didn't you put them back in the trunk? And I said, the trunk is full of poo. What? Our car is full of poo? Are you kidding? I said, no, I'm not kidding. There's elephant poo in the trunk, and there's 2 big sacks. They could not believe it. They couldn't buy that. So we got to the airstrip. The plane was not there yet. So they said, can we see the poo? So I opened the trunk, and right there were 2 sacks of poo. And they said, are you serious? What are you going to do with this? I said, there's a neighbor of mine, just before this trip, she came to our home, and she asked for some elephant poo. And she said this was going to treat her mother-in-law, who was diabetic. They said, if this works for that woman, for that lady, please, kindly let us know. We will give you our email. Kindly email us and let us know whether it worked. So they took the plane, they flew, they were going to the Mara. I was driving back to Nairobi. It is 3-4 hours drive from Amboseli. I got back in the evening. It was too late for that lady to come for the poo that night. So the following morning, I sent my wife, and she called this lady, Mama Lois, that is her name. She came home, and she could not believe it, because she expected to have like 2 pounds of poo, elephant dung. It was not 2 pounds. It was like 200 pounds. She was tongue-tied. She could not thank me enough. She took 1 sack, my wife took the other one, and they walked home. After 3 weeks, she came back to my house with a chicken, a big cockerel. When you are happy with somebody, when you really want to thank somebody in Kenya, you either give them a goat or you give them a chicken as a sign of thank you. So she brought this cockerel home for me, a big one. And she said, this is for you to have with your family. What you did to me saved my mother-in-law. She is alive. She has no wet wounds. She is not itching, and she is doing much better. So I wrote back to my guests and I said, this is what happened. I narrated the story to them. They were amazed. I was amazed too. And for sure, elephant dung is really important, even to the local people. That is what they use as a repellent. They will put that in the fireplace as they are cooking in the evening, and that keeps away all the bugs and the mosquitoes from their huts. So it is really important. Elephant dung paper is being made today. There are people making elephant dung paper, which is a very good paper for watercolor painting. And that is causing, or it is making a lot of employment, employing young people, creating jobs, that is creating income to our economy. So elephants are not just as destructive as some people may assume. They are very useful both to nature and to the Homo sapiens. Dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for keeping tuned to my channel. I hope you can keep subscribing, sharing and hitting the like and share button, so that together we can keep this growing and get to bring more humor to our friends all over the world. See you again next time.